Hey, welcome to PC Hacks. Today I'm going to walk through how to start a Minecraft server and get it running on your local network. So first we have to download the server file, the jar file. So you can just Google Minecraft Forge server. And you want to go to Minecraft Craft Forge. I'll link in the description. So the what I'm gonna do today is 1.12.2. That's probably one of the most popular ones because all the mods you can do. So I'm gonna download that installer, the recommended one. So this is gonna pop up. You just wait for the 5 seconds to skip all this extra stuff. So skip. It's gonna say it might harm it or whatever, but it doesn't really matter. So I have something downloaded there, but oh yeah, so that's the right one, yeah. So I just downloaded that. So that's just the installer for the. So you can install the client or the server. I'm gonna install the server today. And we want to decide where we're gonna put the server at. So I like to be organized, so I'm just gonna put that over with my Minecraft stuff. Server. So I'm gonna make a new folder called um, example server 1.12.2. So that's where the server is going to be located. Okay. And it's going to download everything you need. So let's go there where we just downloaded it. Server 1.2 example server. Alright, so this is what just downloaded into this folder we just created, directory. So first we're gonna double click the server .jar file. So that pops up a couple things. We care about the EULA.txt file. We're just gonna open that up. So this pops up. We're just gonna change that false to true and save it. And after we do that, we're gonna double click the forge file, .jar file. And after that, the server's gonna start running, but we haven't really configured it yet, so we can't really do much with it. But after we click that, double click that, a bunch of stuff popped up here. So I'm just gonna close out of this for now. Out of all this, all we care about right now is the server.properties file that just got created. So I'm gonna open that. I'll just open with Notepad for now. All right, so we're inside the server.properties file. So there's a lot of different properties here that we don't really care about right now, but you can always change some of these later, such as like difficulty and all that stuff. But all we really care about right now is server dash IP and server.port. So the port number, we're just going to keep the same, 255.65. And then the IP we're going to change. So you're going to want this. So you're going to want to change your IP on this PC to be a static IP. Right now it might be dynamic. Uh, so I'm gonna show you how to change it to a static IP, so it doesn't. So you set it to a certain IP, and it stays there, and so your friends or whoever else goes on the server uh, can um, can look at it and put it in, and not have to keep on changing it if your IP changes. So if you go to command prompt, if you type in ipconfig, so it's gonna show you what your IP is. So right now I'm on Ethernet. You might be on Wi-Fi. If you're on Wi-Fi, it'll be down here. But I'm on Ethernet, so you're gonna go to IPv4 address. That's our IP right now. And then the default gateway is the IP of our router, which is 192.168.1.1. So we're gonna change this number right here to be what we want our server to be on and our PC to be on. So if you go down to the bottom right to this network icon, you're gonna right click it, go to open network and internet settings. So we're here now. We're gonna go to change adapter options. So if you're on Wi-Fi, you would do this, but I don't have Wi-Fi on this computer. I'm using Ethernet, so you're gonna right click this, whatever network you're using. Go to properties. So this is gonna pop up. You're gonna click on Internet Protocol version 4, IPv4. Once you highlight that, you're gonna go to properties. So yours might look like this. It might be automatic. It might have some numbers in here. If yours is automatic, you would just click on use the following IP address. So if you were automatic, it would be a dynamic IP, but we're gonna make it a static IP so it doesn't change. So we're gonna make this. So before we do this, let's go back to the command prompt. So we're gonna see what IPs are available. I kind of want it to be, so we know the router is at 1.1. We can check that by, if you type in ping, PING space 192.168.1.1. So I'm getting a reply back, so that means some devices on that IP are already, which is our router. So I want to make this PC 1.2. So let's see if that's available. So it's not reachable, so that means no device is there at 1.2. So we can, that means nothing's there, so we can make this PC 192.168.1.2. And then the subnet mask is gonna autofill. So 255.255.255.0, and that's what we want. Then you're gonna put the default gateway, which we saw was .1, so 192.168.1.1. And then the DNS server address. So we don't really care about the alternate, the preferred. We're gonna put in. I usually use 8.8.8.8. I believe that's Google, but we'll just use that for now. Then press OK. And then we're gonna close out of that. Close here. Close out that. So now, if we go to our command prompt, and we ping, or if we do ipconfig again, you can see that our IP changed to 1.2. So that's what our PC is set at, and that's the IP address that our server is running at. So yeah, so we're gonna close out of there. So now we know that the server IP is going to be 192.168.1.2, and you're going to save that. So we're going to need that IP for later, and as well as the port number, which we're going to leave as 25565. So that's all done right there. Close out of that. So we set the IP for the server. If we run it by clicking this, double clicking this file right here, that'll start running the server. But really, we need to run through the command prompt to set the memory that it uses and make it more configurable. So that command line that we need is located, if you just Google Minecraft server. So if you go to the first link, I'll link this in the description below. But this command line right here is what we really care about. So I'll just show you how to do it. So I could go through the command prompt and go to the folder and run this command, but that's kind of a hassle. So we're gonna make a batch file. So I'm gonna create a new text file. I'm just gonna call it run.bat. Yes, I want to change the file extension. So I'm going to edit this. Run.bat. I'm going to paste what I just copied. So if we look at this, it's running Java to run the server. These two numbers right here are really the amount of RAM that you want to allocate for your server. So this is kind of small. I usually do like 4 gigs, but if there's like 20 people on your server, you might want to make it higher. But for now, we can just do 4 gigs, which is, I think it's 4096. Is that right? 48, yeah, that's right. So 4096 right there, 4096 right here. And then it's a jar file that we're gonna open up pretty much. And then we're gonna change this file, this jar file right here, to be the same as this file right here. And it's pretty much the same except for this number. So we're gonna change that to 12.2. Then I like to show the GUI. This says no GUI, which makes it not run like the graphic user interface that shows like a lot of detail with your server. But I like to show it, so I'm just gonna delete that part. So that's pretty much that. And then we're gonna do a pause right here, and that pretty much lets it keep running until you close out. So I'll save that, exit out. So now if I double click this run.bat, it's going to run that command. So if I did no GUI, then this wouldn't show this GUI right here. But it kind of shows like good information. It shows the players on your thing. It's done right here. So I went through everything pretty much. So the server's all good. If you wanted to add mods, so I'm going to close out of that for now. If you wanted to add mods, there's a mod folder that was created here. So you're going to put it there. So for mods, you have to put all your mods in the mod folder for the server and also for your client folder, which I'll show in a bit. So I have a folder for mods right here. I'll probably link all the mods I use for this version, 1.12.2, because different versions have different mods that work with it. So this might not work for other versions, these mods. But I'll just copy that and put it. Oh, wrong one. I'll go to this folder that we just created, mods. I'll put all those mods here that I want to use. So that's all there. So server is all set up. I can create a shortcut for this run.bat file. Create shortcut. And I can put this anywhere I want. So I'll just put it on the desktop, I guess. That's on the desktop. I'll just name it server. So if I double click that, the server's going to be running. I'll just leave that open for now. So now it's going to be running, and it has the mods that I want. So now we're going to install the client side, the client version 1.12.2. So assuming that you have the launcher already installed, I'm going to open that up. So this is the launcher. Right now it just has the latest version, but we need the Forge version that we have. So you can't go through this process. You can't like just create it from here because we have a special version that allows Forge mods on it. So we'll have to go to that same file that we downloaded before, the Forge installer. I'm going to double click that. So we're going to install the client now. And we're going to use the default location. I'm using default because it's a lot easier to, because it can get like a little funky if you don't use the default. You might be able to change that if you like install the launcher somewhere else and all that stuff, but it's just easier to do the default. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So that's installed at that location. I'm going to reopen Minecraft. So now we have this Forge client version that we just installed through that installer. So before we do anything with this, we're just going to edit it. So once I edit it, I'm going to go to more options. So this is a lot of mumbo jumbo right here. You don't really care about most of this. You might care about this later, but really all we care about is the first thing, which is how much RAM we're going to allocate for it. So we're going to allocate 4 gigs. 2 gigs is too small for the amount of mods that we have, or that I just installed. So we're going to do that. So save. So we added the mods to the server, but we haven't added the mods to this yet. So if you open this up, this is gonna open up, and then we have mods right here. So I already had this version before, so I already have mods in this right here. But these are the same mods that we installed on the client side or the server side. So you just have to copy and paste the same mods that I added, and they're located. I have all these mods in the link in the description below. So that's the mods are there. So and we have our client now set up. We have our server side set up. So we just have to make sure this is selected on 1.12.2, the Forge. Then play. So it's installing all the mods that we added to the client side. We increased it to 4 gigs instead of 2 gigs. And you'll see that some of these mods might go past 2 gigs, which would pretty much crash the client side if it did that. So you'd have to, if you forgot to change it to 4 gigs, you might have to go back and do that before you open it back up. If you added the mods. So it's adding all that stuff. And you can see all the mod names and what it's doing down here. So it's yellow's getting, it's like a warning kind of, it's going towards the maximum that we put, but it should be fine. If you add a lot more mods and stuff, yeah, you'll probably have to increase it more. So now we're on the Minecraft launcher. So we're gonna go to multiplayer. So it's trying to search for games on our local network or servers on our local network. So we pretty much have to add a server and direct it to the right IP. So we can name it whatever. I'm just gonna name it example or something like that. So the server address is gonna be the server that the IP address that we set before. So 192.168.1.2. That's the IP of this PC that the server is running at. Then we're gonna do a colon, and then the port number, which I believe from that server.properties file, it's 25565. Then we're gonna click done. So if everything's good, your server's running and everything, and you connected to it, this is gonna be a green bars right here. It's gonna show how fast it is in 1 millisecond. It's pretty fast because it's on the local network. There's no one inside right now. It's 0 to 20. So we can double click this to go inside the world. So we're inside the world now. Everything's good. There's a radar at the top. That's one of the mods I added. If I press J, there's a map. That's another mod that I added. So you can add a bunch of different mods. You just have to remember to add it to the client side and also the server side mod folders. So we're inside the game right now. If I go back to the server, it shows that this is my user. So I logged in. I'll expand this. It shows you like this log and chat area. It shows the log for everything. So my user logged in, joined the game. If I log out, it'll show that too. How much memory is being used. So you can keep track of whoever joins the server. But everything's working correctly. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's how to create a Minecraft server using Forge on your local network. So anyone that you want to join has to be on the same network as you to be able to be on the server. In future videos, I'm going to show you probably how to forward your IP or host a Minecraft server on a remote machine, so that you can access it from anywhere instead of having to always run on this PC and having to be on the same network to play it 'cause that's kind of a hassle. Um, but yeah, for this video, it's just for a local network thing. Um, I made this. This is my first video on this channel, so in the future, I want to make like more videos for different things to do with gaming and maybe coding as well, or different PC things, tutorials, or how-tos and all that stuff. So just let me know what if you have any comments or replies for this video. I'm gonna link my email in the description if you want to email me. If you have any ideas of what I should do as well, I have a couple of ideas, but I could always look into some other things. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you can, and thank you for coming.